that officially stands at around 14%. But his human rights record is once again in sharp focus after an international media watchdog said authorities are preventing journalists from effectively covering the election. There is also speculation, amid rumours of serious health problems, that his wife Leila could be preparing to step into a leadership role. 22 years after taking the reins of this often called North African success story, economic stability is unlikely to be matched with political change. Charles Stratford, Al Jazeera.
For more, Dr. Noureddin Jebnoun is a professor of Middle East Affairs at the University of Montana. He has also taught in Tunisia. He joins us live via Skype from Missoula, Montana. Dr. Jebnoun, the outcome of the Tunisian election seems certain. So how important is this election for Tunisians and why?
Well, Tunisia is not an exception in the region. Like other countries in the Middle East, Tunisia is a democracy of facade, which involving guided pluralism, controlled elections, and selective repression. We need to understand the dynamics of power and coercion in North Africa, and particularly in Tunisia, which finds its roots in the iron trinity of authoritarianism comprising the security and intelligence establishment, the business oligarchy, and the powerful executive branch. I think free and fair elections cannot be held under the current circumstances. This year's elections, like previous ones, would be a new missed opportunity. According to reports without borders, Tunisian authorities prevent Tunisian and foreign journalists from doing their work. The police presence is permanent during this electoral period. Opposition activists, independent journalists, human rights defenders, and pro-democracy activists are closely watched.
Well, let's talk about the human rights for a moment. I mean, how much pressure is put on Tunisia by nations perhaps like the United States in terms of trying to stop curbing dissent and respect human rights?
I think Ben Ali's dubious appeal is that he has proved a rampart against Islamists and been an ally in the U.S. war on terror. The Tunisian was the first Arab leader to visit Washington after the President Bush's forward strategy of freedom speech after the Iraq War. And President Obama's clarion call for change in his Cairo speech in June has been ignored in Tunis. But neither has there been any pressure from Washington to encourage it to behave any differently. The United States favors Tunisia for security reasons, as proved by the number of joint military operations carried out each year. Like Egypt, the repression is justified in Tunisia in the name of maintaining stability and the survival of the government against the so-called radical Islamist forces hostile to the Western world. Tunisia is also an active member of the Trans-Sahara Counterterrorism Partnership, which replaced the Pan-Sahel Initiative, along with Algeria, Chad, Mali, Mauritania, Morocco, Niger, Nigeria, and Senegal.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there, Dr. Noureddin Jebnoun. We appreciate you joining us. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Workers have cleared the wreckage and started repairing the tracks outside Cairo, where two trains